Girls, it oozes bad self-esteem from a guy when he cares about a girl's historic promiscuity. But if a guy has slept with a prostitute 4 years ago, then sexual history is all of a sudden important as fuck. Very good point, Egbert. We'll go around the panel really quick. Would you date a guy that you knew and he told you he previously slept with a prostitute?
No.
Without condoms?
No.
Without condoms is the only red flag in that sentence.
No, I'm sorry. I am not going to fuck someone who paid to get pussy.
Okay, let's just say he used a condom, but he slept with a prostitute. No. Would you sleep with them? Okay. What do you your take?
I think it completely depends on the situation. Like,
he slept with like streetwalkers, escorts.
Okay, let's not. There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that's who he's slept with. Egbert, the Filipina streetwalkers, I guess. By the way, Tagalog, what's up? Okay. I mispronounced that.
Okay, dude.
Go ahead. Say it.
I think it completely depends on the situation. If he was going, well, I think there's a difference. Like, if it's someone who was like, oh, I'm literally going to pay for sex because that is my only way, then yeah, that is a huge red flag.
Why does he need sex?
They're men. They
just jerk off. You don't need sex.
Wait, but so it's a red flag for a guy in terms of someone that you'd want to date. It'd be a red flag for you if he had previously slept with.
No, that's not what I was saying.
Okay.
She disagrees with me.
I wasn't done.
Okay.
What I was saying was that I think it completely depends on the situation. Like, let's say I was like 35 and I started dating a guy and he told me a funny story about this one night in Mexico when he had sex with a prostitute, and that, I don't care. That's fun and funny. It's an experience, you know? But if it's a guy that literally went out of his way to find a prostitute and to pay money to have sex because that was his only way, then yeah, that's a red flag, because why was that your only way, you know? But a fun night, like, if it's just a fun experience, I don't care, you know? Like, it's, yeah.
By the way, Kylie, I don't think that's how the... So, Aline, just to answer that super chat, would that be an issue if the guy, just real quick, if he had hooked up with a prostitute? Is that a deal breaker?
Such a big red flag. Oh my God. I can't even say.
Marcy?
For me, yes. Because at that point, the sex is purely transactional. And that's just... aside from the people and whatever reasons they have, whatever. Okay. But, like, as far as the concept... in my perspective, it's just immoral, because it's like, it's just a transaction at that point. I understand what you're saying.
No, you got a point. I didn't touch on that. You have a point with that.
Yeah, like, of course, like, let's say you're in Mexico, you're having a good time, but I would say that's the exception, not the rule.
Okay, I agree. I would say that there are exceptions to it.
There are exceptions to everything, I feel like.
Yeah.
But for me personally, in my experience, I think that speaks a lot to how they view sex and how they view women, and I don't want to be something that can be bought, especially something so special and intimate.
You were 100% right. I completely agree with you. You're right.
We've just had a couple super chats come in, so we'll just, while we're sort of on the super chat thing, would you guys date a guy, sleep with a guy who was either bi, well, I suppose he has to be bi, but you know he's slept with men in the past? Would that be an issue for you?
I think that's hot.
Yeah,
Aline,
I don't care.
You think it's hot if a guy slept with another guy?
Yeah, this is weird. I've like talked to my friends about this before, but I think it's hot. Like, as long as he doesn't like. I feel like I have like a lot of gay guy friends, and they're pretty promiscuous. Yeah.
Go off, I guess.
That's just an observation, but yeah, I don't care.
So it's hot for you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a disqualifier for you.
No.
If a guy that you're interested in, he'd previously slept with a man.
Just as long as it's not like 500. Same goes for like any straight guy, but yeah.
Would it matter if he was a top or a bottom?
during sex.
Like
oh
if
yeah.
he was
yeah.
receiving.
Yeah.
If he was receiving.
What if
That
he wanted
matters.
you to like peg him?
I mean,
Okay. It matters if he's a top or a bottom. That's all I'm gonna say.
why?
What in which way? does
Because I don't like submissive guys. That's weird.
So what you're
Okay.
saying is you're a bottom.
Perhaps.
A
Marcy,
oh.
would it be a disqualifier for you if a guy you were interested in, he had slept with a guy in his past, or he's bisexual?
I don't. I think I would have to say yes, just because that's not my style. But in no way do I want to sound like homophobic or anything like that, because I have lots of friends who are bisexual and gay, and I love them all. But just for me personally, I don't think that would be for me.
All right.
I don't think it's just really just comes down to a preference. So I don't think it's
Yeah.
homophobic to say to not anyways, go ahead, Sabrina.
Thanks, Brian.
Personally, I don't care. If anything, it kind of gives them a viewpoint on what it's like not to be fully socially accepted or have discriminations towards you, which would make them understand women a bit more. So
It would make them what? Understand
Well, I'm
women?
saying I don't care, but if anything, a man being bi is less socially accepted than a woman being bi, and they would
That's true.
understand discriminations against them, and as women we have that as well. And
What,
so if
what do you mean by that?
I mean, there are more discriminations against women than there are against men.
No, there's
and
not.
The entire women's rights movement.
No,
and
there's not.
Look, man, it's stuff like this that you can't be the devil's advocate for, because I can tell. You
What do
gotta
mean?
you gotta
What do you
sneak
mean?
attack me.
I gotta
man.
sneak attack you. Whoa,
Yeah.
this could be. Well, I do want to get back to the body count thing, and I didn't really fully share my take. So why don't we come back to that towards the later part of the podcast? Kylie, what's your take on the would you date a guy who is bi?
I have fucked a bi guy before.
Boom.
Have. So I've experienced with it. It doesn't matter to me because, I mean, that's the entire premise of being bi is you like both. You know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't really matter to me as long as when I'm like in the moment with them, they're appreciating me and my body. Like, I don't really care.
Okay. Got it.